everybody. I just want to say thank you so much, Pat. You are an inspiration for stepping up and running for this office. You didn't run because you wanted more power or because you wanted to be famous. You ran because you saw a problem and you wanted to solve it. And I just admire that so much. Sorry, I'm a little weepy after she mentioned Mr. Obama. My name is Leigh Miller. I was born and raised here in Georgia. I actually grew up in Snellville. My dad was a truck driver, and my mom stayed at home to raise us kids. I am now a mother of 3 wonderful little girls. I'm an attorney and a small business owner. And I am so proud to be our candidate for the Georgia State House for Southern Hall County, District 30. I attended the University of Georgia with the Hope Scholarship. I could not have attended college without the Hope Scholarship. I attended Emory Law School and practiced litigation. When my husband and I started our family, we chose to move to Flowery Branch in Southern Hall County because it is a wonderful place to raise a family. The schools here are excellent. The community has a very small town feel, and the people are lovely. And I will fight for them when I am elected to be our next State House representative. As a mom of young kids, people always ask me, why would you run for office? And my story started a few years ago when my first baby turned 3 years old. She was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. My husband and I, as small business owners, were already struggling to afford our health insurance. And we quickly saw how devastatingly expensive the life-necessary medicine insulin could be for families. After fighting with insurance companies, talking to representatives, researching laws, researching solutions, it became very apparent to me that no one was fighting for my family, and no one was fighting for the other Georgia families that struggle to pay medical bills. Every Georgian must have access to actually affordable health care, especially when that comes to life-necessary prescription medication. The other reason that I credit this run for office, well, look around. Women make up over 53% of our population. In the Georgia State House, we only make up 28% of the elected officials. This inequity has led to bad decisions that hurt families. Multiple studies show that when you elect women to office, the levels of health care and the levels of education in that state drastically improve. We are celebrating the 100-year anniversary of the 19th Amendment when women got the right to vote. We have come a long way. Last year, I asked my opponent, who is my representative, to vote for the Equal Rights Amendment, which simply says men and women should be treated equally under the law. And he said, no, I cannot vote for that. So we have come a long way, but we have a long way to go. This election is important. It is important that Mr. Biden and Mrs. Harris get elected and bring back integrity to the White House. But to me, as a lifelong Georgian with small children in the public school system, with a farm that has literal roots in the ground that go deep, there are issues here in our state that we also have to fight for. What happens in the Gold Dome in Atlanta affects all of us every day. My opponent has made such bad decisions under the Gold Dome over the last 10 years that have affected us now and will continue to affect us in many, many negative ways into the future. 1, gerrymandering. My opponent moved houses. And when he moved his house, he just decided to redraw the district line to include his own house. We have to elect Democrats. They don't even have to be Democrats. We have to elect honest people who will put an end to partisan gerrymandering in our state, that will demand nonpartisan committees to draw these lines so that we will not have self-serving people doing it. It is vital, and we can do it this year, y'all. We only need to take 16 seats in the state house to flip it, to get the majority of Democrats in there and make these changes. Just about 3.5 weeks ago, my opponent cast another vote. He voted against the hate crimes bill that passed here in Georgia. In the midst of the powerful and important Black Lives Matter movement, when we heard from millions of people demanding change, demanding social justice, the bare minimum that Georgia could do was pass a hate crimes bill. All of the other Republicans from Hall County voted for it, but not my opponent. He did not vote for the hate crimes bill. In the same week that he did that, he was quoted in a statewide paper as saying that we should take down our statues of Martin Luther King Jr. He has to go. And now for the most amoral and fiscally irresponsible votes. This year, in the middle of a pandemic, my opponent voted for a state budget that stripped almost $1 billion with a B dollars from our public school system. This is $20 million that would have come to Hall County alone. He literally stole from our teachers and our children. The budget for the state house is a moral document, and I do not agree with his morals, and they do not reflect the families that live here in Hall County. Of course, the worst vote that my opponent has ever cast was in 2014, when he voted against expanding Medicaid in our state. Expanding Medicaid simply means that federal dollars that all of us have paid in taxes that we send to the federal government, they would like to send those dollars back to us. They would like to send those dollars so that we can invest in our hospital and our health care systems. And we as a state said, no, you keep that money, we're good. As a result, 7 rural hospitals have closed in Georgia and people have died. This was the most amoral decision that our legislators have ever made. If they expand Medicaid, we will get $3 billion, with a B, $3 billion actual dollars into our healthcare systems in this state. We will get almost 500,000 people insured that do not have health insurance right now. We will get $6.5 billion in economic stimulus and 56,000 jobs. It is simple math. It is simple morals. We must expand Medicaid here in Georgia. So down in Southern Hall County, we have never had a female state house representative until this year. We have 74 days to finish this fight, and I promise that me, my team, all of us here in Hall County are going to continue to work hard for those 74 days. And I simply ask for your support and your prayers and your vote on November 3rd. Let's get Mr. Biden elected. Let's get 2 senators from the state of Georgia and flip the state house.